Well, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And holy smokes, was yesterday a string of unmitigated disasters, which has been, unfortunately, a lot of things that's been happening in life ever since the 25th on Christmas night, or Christmas Day night, when it started to snow. It was a nice night that night, and everything was nice, aside from the snow, but everything has been bad since then. The 26th, I fell and tore up my arm. The 27th, my computer wasn't working well. Yesterday, holy smokes. Well, you saw how there was no video with my video, and my audio was terrible. It's like ever since the 25th, it has been a string of life-altering disasters, and it hasn't slowed down yet. Oh boy, I got a whole story to tell on that. But first, of course, YouTube algorithms have me doing what I have to. And if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms as well and leave me a comment, that would be awesome. If you could toss me a like, that would be very cool if you like what you see. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome as well. And I do want to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people literally help to keep me alive. I am disabled and I cannot work, and my income is limited. Without these people helping out, I would be hosed like a literal Christmas monkey. So thank you to each and every one of these beautiful and awesome people. It is a very good thing. If you'd like to help me out, I do have links to my Patreon in the video description. I don't know what device you're watching, so it's somewhere. Yay, front loading of videos, gotta love that. I have been having troubles with my network card for a while. Now, I don't know exactly what or why, because it's been kind of intermittent. You know, sometimes I'm downloading a huge amount of stuff and I might lose the connection a few times a day. Sometimes I'm doing barely anything at all and I lose connection several times a day. I don't know what's been causing it, but it's been happening off and on for a time, and it's becoming irritating because losing my connection isn't good. Yesterday, oh my God, on top of everything else, starting at about noon, I could not keep a connection going more than just 1 or 2 minutes. And it was just that bad for hours and hours and hours. Now, the thing was, I tried to check it out, and on, the Steam forums, they talk about how it's likely your ISP. With the large amount of downloads that you've been doing, it's probably zapping your thing, sending a signal down there to reset your wireless adapter, and then you can't download for a time. And I could understand that, except it's been as stated times that I have been downloading mass amounts of stuff and connection's been fine. When I've been downloading very, very little, losing connection. Yesterday, it started when I hadn't even had Steam installed yet. So it wasn't a Steam issue. And then once I did have it up and running, any download from Steam made it much, much more likely to drop the connection. But even when I wasn't downloading, it was still dropping the connection. And then this morning, when I've got Steam loaded, but there's nothing to download. It's doing absolutely nothing. So from approximately 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, it's just sitting there doing nothing. Everything's fine. 7 o'clock, no network activity, and gone. So it's not a Steam issue, but trying to download anything off Steam this morning. Oh yeah, like every minute I had to be watching my connection and watching what was happening with Steam, and then doing the diagnostics to reset my wireless adapter. Now, though, another thing that they have said to do is to have you power cycled your cable modem, your router. Routers and cable modems are largely the same thing these days. I did talk to my housemate this morning, and it has been a time. So some point today, We can't do it right now. He's up, his partner is still asleep, so doesn't want to interrupt her. So that's good. As long as it gets on sometime today, that's fine. And we'll see if that helps. Because otherwise, I don't know, other than just my network adapter being bad. Now, I did talk on Twitter about it yesterday, and I put a card on my wish list because this one person said that I will buy you a new one. So if even after the cable modem is fixed, well, power cycle turned on and turned off, then if that doesn't do it, then yeah, it's the adapter entirely. Yay. So I've been fighting with that, and that's been fun. It has seemed ever since Christmas Day just to be a series of life-altering disasters, one after the other. Because did I mention, I can't even remember if I talked about how I'd had the smell of fresh blood in my breath, like when I'd had blood in my urine, which was, terrifying then, and not a good thing to suddenly be, smelling on your breath. But I called up the VA and they asked me a bunch of questions, and I didn't hit my head when I fell. I haven't smacked my head, and so they've been worried about stroke and taste of blood and all that on blood, as in like, did I do anything bad up here? But no, I didn't hit my head. I hurt the rest of my body. Stuff could have been shook up. Hey, at my age, especially with my history of alcoholism, I mean, there's stuff that, I could be causing micro tears even now just by a bad fall with a little bit of blood here and there. So, yay. But that's another thing to worry about. Hopefully I'm going to be fine and things will be good. Yay on that. So, yeah. And it has been cold here in Shelton. The roads are a bit slicker and icier now because there's still that ice and they haven't gotten warmer. So it isn't ambient temperature heat. Oh my gosh, I have something stabbing me through right in my flesh here. It's just a quick sore spot there. Owie, kazowie. What was I talking about? Literally. Oh my God. Yeah, oh boy. I've been derailed thoroughly, so isn't that joyous? My sincere apologies. If I can remember, then I'll remember. But I'll just go on to this one. It has been cold. I know, hopefully I was talking about that. It's been cold. Yeah, and it hasn't gotten warm enough for anything to do any melting. There we go. The only reason that the roads have been melting is because there's been so much traffic, and on a lot of the streets here, there's not enough ambient sunlight and heat to absorb for them to radiate and warm up. It's just the tires, and there's just ice on a lot of the roads, and it's nasty. But so I had to be very, very careful when I went out Walkies last night. Because hokey smokes, you don't want to go falling down, especially now. I was super duper careful. When I say right now, I mean at my age. The thing is, though, if you fall down, you can break a hip at any age. It's just that when you're younger and your bones are thicker and stronger and all that, it's harder to do. But if you fall right, anybody can land on you got your femur, your leg bone, your upper leg bone, and then there's that neck that comes out, and that's the actual ball that goes into the socket of your hip. That is what takes, when you fall and you land on your hip, that's the part that goes bang and breaks, because that little wall isn't designed to hold your entire weight on a fall. And if you're 30, you can break a hip. If you're 40, you can break a hip. 50, 60, upward. It's just the older you get, the more brittle your bones become. Well, yeah, it becomes much, much more likely. Well, I just turned 59. I gotta be super careful. And since I fell pretty hard on my backside the other day, I wanted to make sure I didn't get hurt. Yay! And so it took a long time to do my walk, but I did my walk, and it was good. No falling, only one bit of sliding, but I was super, super paranoid and careful. One thing that does make me sad, I walked through the Christmas tree maze again because I hadn't been through it in a while, and It was nice, but half the lights are out, and at one spot there's, it's a dead end, but people knocked over trees, and the lights are pulled down at that spot, so... I wanted to bring my camera, but I only remembered it when I was through my walk, because there was a threat of flurries and snow, and I didn't want to destroy the thing, so I didn't take it. But tonight, if the tree thing is still there and it's weather-wise okay, I'm going to take my video camera out again for my walkies. I just haven't been able to find my video card. My mental state has not been good because of pressures and such. Holidays have never been good for me, and with everything going on, it's just been a lot worse. So, joy, but I'm feeling better. The snow actually has helped with my sads, because normally it's just gray and everything's dim, but right now the snow reflects all the light, so even a little bit of light, and it's bright outside. That helps. It's a good thing. I had been thinking on the whole inside-outside point at some things with my various characters, because I have just a few actual characters that I'm writing about. I mean, one of them is, Speleodoncus and Ray. I got the whole story that goes on with them, and I still want to talk about their origin at one point. And then there's Stovepipe Johnny, and there's a bunch of stories about this person. I was thinking, well, good golly, Miss Molly, how can so much happen to just a few of these people? Well, number one, if you're those 1 in 1,000 types, on the inside, 1 in 10,000 individuals has a little bit extra because of the extra chromosomal energies that are present. On the outside, it's incredibly rare, and if it does happen, you likely don't even know, so you can't exploit or use them. But on the razor's edge, it's 1 in 1,000. And so there's a fair number of these people, but when you have these extra chromosomal things activated, you are kind of harder to kill. Not that you're like a super person or anything, but, a killing blow usually doesn't land. You got that little bit of luck. You got a little bit of extra resilience. You got a little bit extra bounce to you. You're a little bit harder to actually take out than anyone else. And then, of course, these people tend to be more stubborn and contrary, and in the case of those two that I talked about, Stovepipe Johnny and Ray with the Speleodoncus, they're very active. They go out and try to find stuff because they've just got that itch. So I think maybe it does make sense that these people that are harder to kill, that are very curious and head out and do stuff, I guess it kind of makes sense that a lot happens to them. Not everybody has a great amount of gift when they have these extra chromosomal things occur. Stovepipe Johnny, he's in his 70s, looks to be in his early 30s. Eventually he's gonna die of old age. Old Ray with the Speleodoncus, he's immortal, but not invulnerable. Unless he's killed, he will not die. But that's very rare. Most people that have any sort of extra to them, normal lifespan, you might have something extra and just not know it, because it might be you're just a little bit tougher to kill. But you live inside the Crimson Kingdom in the Western Burrow, and while your odds of being attacked by something are never zero, you're in a pretty safe place. What are the odds you're going to be in a situation where you'd need to find out you have any extra abilities? So a lot of people that have them never know it. You got to have that itch, that push, because Stovepipe Johnny and Speleodoncus and Ray, they got that itch. They don't want to just settle down, just sitting down for even a month or two, and it's like, gosh, everything's just looking just the same all the time. And then they're out again. And the two of those, Stovepipe Johnny and Old Ray, they go out far, far, far. Both of them have hit the very edges of the razor's edge, where there is no more razor's edge. And I want to talk about that too, because, oh boy, there's a difference between the energy of the inside and the energy of the razor's edge. big time differences. Even though it's fundamentally the same, massive differences. And I've opened up 24 hours for the comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And because of my stuff up here, I have a very, very poor short-term memory. I mean, even though I count American Sign Language, that's no guarantee that I'm going to do it. So, joy. Now, I'd say 20 to 25, but if I get more than like 6 comments in 24 hours anymore, it's amazing. But anything more than 0 is awesome. So thank you all so very, very much. We have Ice Damon. Thank you so very much, and good to see you. Aaron Reed, thank you very, very much. We have 8 Fawn, greatly appreciated. Jesse, Lehtinen, thumbs up and thank you. We have Ben B, greatly appreciating, good to see you in the comments. Ash Brooks, thumbs up. Johnny K, I wish I could have had that little birdie in video, but thank you very, very much, and good to see you as well. And Jocelyn Williams, good to see you in the comments as well, my friend. We have Lord of Sadness, thumbs up. And then that is actually it. Yay! Thank you so very much. 9 people that left me comments in the last 24 hours. As stated, anything more than 0 is awesome. So thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Oh, you get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people, and that's a plus. Yay! Now, of course, with my hands in the air, don't know what device you're watching this on, but somewhere in the video description, I have links to all my various channels. We could check that out. That'd be cool. There's also links to things like my Twitter, Facebook, my Patreon. And again, I do want to thank my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and awesome. As stated, I cannot work. And without these people, I would not have food to eat or food for my pets to eat. And because of that, I am greatly appreciative. Thank you so very, very much. If you could become a patron, that'd be very cool. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link. I'm not above grubbing for your spare cash. And there's an Amazon wish list link with stuff like cat food on it. If you could check that out, that'd be awesome. But do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation you get from my existence. A very good thing. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thumbs up for that. Ugh, I need to lotion up my hands more often. I have lizard skin. I'm so dry. I've been trying to just keep my face and all that, my hands lotioned up, and it's just so dry. It's nasty. Don't want to be a lizard person anymore. Well, hopefully I am going to get my phone calls made that I need to make today. I can make some when, like, I absolutely have to. So I can occasionally push through the executive dysfunction. That's good. Past that, I really think it's going to have to wait until after the 1st, when all of this holiday stuff is just behind us. And then I'll be able to crawl out from under the rock that I've been forced to in survival mode here. Oh, joy. And then, of course, hopefully I'm not actually dying horribly of anything terrible, and hopefully that's true. I don't know if it is or is not. I haven't been able to see a doctor lately, my care provider, and there's issues, so joy. But seek creativity, positivity, and balance in your life. They are good foundations. Not the only foundations, but a good set. And of course, with the covfefe bug raging and the variants exploding everywhere, please wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, maintain your social distancing, get vaxxed if you haven't been, get a booster if you can. Hokey smokes. What a fun way to watch the last decades of my life go. I started my life as an adult watching the AIDS epidemic explode and kill. And now I'm entering the twilight years of my life, watching another epidemic explode and kill. You take care. Have a great day today. We'll see you on the flip side, and that, my friend, is a very good thing.